Hello everyone, welcome to SoapUI live training and it's day one. So far we have discussed uh, about web services, protocols, right? And we have already started with SoapUI and we have seen how to create project, okay? But I haven't told you how to download, okay? So uh, let me go through it and then we'll discuss. So let me copy this. You can directly go to SoapUI website. Okay, so if you go to soapui.org, go to download section, and you'll find this. Okay, so here if you go, there will be two versions team: SoapUI NG Pro trial and SoapUI and open source. All right, we have to download open source version here because first we will work on this open source version, then we'll see what is the benefit of ng pro and all, and what things are available in ng pro, and how we can achieve in open source. Okay, so if we click download soap ui, okay, it will give you that api testing downloads. So the first is soap ui open source and another is ng pro. All right, if I click get it, it will redirect me to that downloading page, and it will start, I guess, the downloading process. Okay, but I don't see right now. Okay, let me go back to, let me see if there is any other link. So you can try it this one also. If it is not starts downloading, so you can start another platform, and see here, you can see Windows 64-bit. Depending on the versions of your operating system, you can choose and you can uh, install. So suppose I have this Windows 64-bit machine with me, I can click download, and it will start downloading. Okay, I can see here. Let me cancel this because I have already this one. So this way team, you can download it from smartware website. All right, once you install, I means once you download this, you can just click this exe, whatever you have, where you have downloaded, you can just click the double click here. Installation is very simple team, don't worry about this. Installation is very simple, but if you face anything, let me know. Okay, so once you installed, and if you open the soap ui, will look like this. We have already seen yesterday, means we have created one test project. All right, so there will be a lot of things like menu bar is here, toolbar is here, this one is your uh, where you can manage your projects, and let me highlight some of the points team. Okay, so this one is where you can manage your projects. This one is a most important part of this web soap ui is properties. This we will work on this thing, properties, how you can utilize properties, how you can give customized properties. Okay, so this will be a very important topic when we'll talk about this. All right, this one is a request window from where you can send your request to server, and this one is response window. Okay, So let me create one new project team. Okay, so I have yesterday we saw that web service was throwing some error. Okay, it was not giving the proper number. So what I did is I went to the same uh, web services, this one. Okay, web services x.net. Okay, I went there and I have taken this. Okay, this is medical supplier web services where you can get lot of information about medical supplier in a city. Okay, if I go here, okay, so I just clicked new soap project. Either you can right click from here, team, you can right click from here, or you can from the menu bar as well, you can create this one. Okay, this is a generic, this is the generic one. This is not specific to soap or rest. Okay, even you can go to file and click soap project. So let's start with the soap project first, and I have copied that WSDL. Okay, and as I copied this WSDL here, it gave me some name. Okay, medical supplier. So either you can change this one, or if you want to keep this name, you can. Okay, so let me uh, rename it like project medical supplier. Okay, Medicare supplier. So I have renamed this one. Now I will leave this by default selected options here. First one, it says create request, create sample request for all operations. Yes, I want. Second checkbox is create test suite, creates a test suite for the important WSDL. Okay, so if you have imported some WSDL, it will create automatically. Okay, there are some other things, but I will choose the default selected one and I'll click OK. If you click cancel, it will close, it will not create this project. All right, so what I will do, I will just click OK, and it has created this project for me. Okay, project Medicare supplier, and here you can see there are three methods available in this web service. Okay, first one is get supplier city by city, get supplier by supply type, get supplier by zip code. So instead of means compared to currency converter where we had only one method, this web service has three methods, means three operations we can perform. All right, now let me talk in detail what these are. So this is the project label what I have clicked, and you can see a lot of properties details here. Project properties, you can see uh, what is the name of the project, and a lot of information will be available here, team, for you. Okay, now the second, if you go in that tree, so the second branch is interface. Okay, so interface is, you can see the property of interface, name, okay, definition, URL, binding, soap version. We have seen if you create one project in soap UI, it will create two interfaces. Okay, first one based on 1.1, and the second one, it it uses soap version 1.2. Okay, so these are very similar. There is only difference in protocol version, but there will be no difference in methods or operations how this web service works. Okay, only why it creates a big, because it is developed on using two versions. Okay, so either you can use with soap 1.1, or you can use on SOAP 1.1 as well, or 1.2. Okay, that's why SOAP UI creates two interfaces always when you create, so don't confuse. And if you want to delete anyone, either this one, so 1.2, or you want to delete this one, and so any single interface you can use either based on 1.1 or 1.2. So we will, let me walk on this. Okay, we'll walk on 1.1. So I am going to delete this. Okay, I'll remove this, there will be no issues. Okay, I have deleted this. Now we have seen here, we can see interface properties, and under the interface we have operations properties. These we call operations. All right, so we have three operations here: get supplier by city. And if we come down to operation properties, uh, this here, you can see properties about that particular operation. So it will tell you different things: operation name, style, and different options will be available here of different properties, you can say. All right, and if I go inside that operation or method, I will see request. Okay, so here I can, again, if you click request one, I can see properties of that particular request. Okay, name is request one, endpoint is, what is the endpoint, it will tell. Let me explain what is this endpoint, team. Endpoint is in web services. Suppose there will, in a web service, okay, uh, suppose this is a web service. Okay, so it will have different methods. Okay, method 1, it will have method 2. Okay, it can have method 2 as sorry, method 2, and so suppose it has three methods. Okay, so that request one tells about that particular method. So endpoint, if you see, it will be the address of that particular operation or method. Okay, so uh, you can access directly that method or operation. Okay, so endpoint tells where is the operation, what is the address of that operation or method available inside that web service. Okay, so any web service can have multiple endpoints. Okay, it can be based on different protocols. Okay, so that will be easy to access from anywhere, or using any protocol we can access. So developers, they create different kind of endpoints as well. All right, so I hope till now it is clear to you, team. If you have any question, just put in chat. I'll answer those things, we can discuss. It is an open session, so if you have any questions, you can just let me know. All right, so this way, if we so what we will do now, so we will create test suite. Okay, as we have discussed in first session as well, this way it is not advisable. This is way it will be very difficult to manage. Here we have only simple projects, so we can manage, but in the complex projects, or where we have a lot of methods or operations, so it is very difficult to manage. So that's why we should always create test suite. Okay, so I'm going to create. How we can create? We can right click on interface, and it will give us option generate test suite. So test suite, if you see, it is say create. Okay, style is There are two styles I can generate. Either I can create one test case for each operation. Okay, so here there are three operations available, team, so I can create three test cases, or I can choose a single test case where all these operations will be as a steps. Okay, so it will create one request for each operation under a single test case. Okay, but I want to create a test case for each operation. All right, and here I will check, means all those operations available, it is by default selected. I'll leave it as it is. Okay, and I click OK. It will ask about the test suite name. Okay, let me keep it by default what SoapUI suggested me. Now if I expand this thing, I can see this is the test suite name. Okay, and under this I can see three different test cases based on those methods, those operations. All right, so team, one thing I wanted to tell you, if you go to test suites, you will see in properties sections there is a test suite properties, there is a custom properties. So we can also create some custom properties if required. Currently will not talk in this session, we'll talk in coming sessions. All right, so it is very important, this is a very interesting feature. We can create custom properties, we can utilize. Okay, so we'll see about this. Same way you can go to test case, you can see the properties name, and you can create some custom properties as well. Even you can import, if you have created in a file these properties, you can import in SoapUI. Okay, now we're talking about test cases. So this test suite has three test cases based on three operations. So if I expand the first test case, get supplier by city test case, I can see there is one test step. Okay, that, and based on the request one, it created get supplier by city. Okay, and if I double click this one, it will open that window where I can see uh, the XML format of the request. Okay, so team, a little bit of knowledge of XML is I think expected. You should understand what are the tags, uh, how XML looks like. Okay, so XML is very simple, don't worry about this. If even if you don't know about XML, you can just read it about it. Okay, or along the course we'll talk about XML's format and all. So XML you can create, there is no predefined tags, team, like these we call tags. Okay, these we call tags. So you can create your own tags. There is no need to, there is no predefined tags. So this is the benefit of XML. So we can uh, define our own tags and we can utilize. Okay, so this is the format developers have created for sending request to server, so that server can read this format and uh, uh, take this request, and it will read this request what user wants, and based on this server will send the response. So here you can see there is a question mark in this tag city. Okay, there is a question mark, it means this is a, we can give any parameter here. So it is expected some city, because we are in that method which expect some city name from where it can uh, give us that Medicare supplier names. All right, so if I give here some name like California. All right, So city name I gave as California, and if I click this submit request, okay, I will get the response. Okay, so see how many tags are here. It is started with soap envelope, soap body, okay, and get supplier by city response. So it is start with here team mainly get supplier data list, supplier data. There are different tags they have created, and in supplier data you can see uh, different information about that supplier. Supplier number you can see here, okay, company name, all right, and address, city California, okay, zip code, uh, zip and zip plus something are there, telephone number, description, okay. So all these information you can get, and you can see there are a lot of suppliers available. So if I minimize this, uh, you will see different suppliers. You can see here under this supplier data tag, okay. Our main tag was means these are child nodes, you can say, okay. These are child nodes supplier data, and the parent node is supplier data. Under this is also a child node of this uh, s- one second, this supplier data list, okay. So this way uh, so there you can see there are a lot of supplier are listed here, whatever we sent a request for California city, all right. So this way we can read a response what we have got from server, okay. So any question in reading a request and response team? Do you have any questions here? Okay, I don't see any questions there. So let proceed. So now what we'll talk about is uh, how to verify this thing. Okay, we'll not go to other request. Okay, you can in the same manner you can open these request. Okay, you can provide some description. It asks this method asks descriptions. If I go to another what the last one operation is get supplier by zip code, it will ask zip number, zip code, so you can provide, okay. So let's focus on the first one, get supplier by city, okay. Now suppose you have to test this web service, this method, okay. So what are the different options you can give here to test this, okay. Here we have gave some uh, let me write out some uh, test cases, okay, test cases for Medicare supplier, okay. So can you tell me team what are the different scenario I can test? I can test valid city, okay. I can test some invalid city, all right. And uh, I can uh, I can send uh, suppose space nothing is there, I can send space in city that parameter. So I'm just telling you about the different scenarios to test any web service, okay. I can it is expecting some uh, alphabets, okay, in that city name. Suppose I sent numbers, okay. So I can send numbers I can send anything, okay, to uh, test this web service. Okay, so I can send valid city, invalid spaces, numbers, uh, what else, some special characters, okay, and alphanumeric. Okay, lot of things, lot of scenarios we can think about. Okay, so we have created uh, 6 scenarios of test cases. Okay, so let's see how it behaves. Let me check if you have any question. Anyone has any question? Then yes, invalid. Dana, yeah, it's correct. Invalid format like numbers, special characters. So there, I mean invalid city. So suppose I say only Cali. Okay, so there will be no city like this. Okay, so if I send this request to server, it gave nothing, means it is saying zero records. Okay, and we also got supplier city result is false. It means uh, there are no suppliers in this city because city is not valid. So we have, whenever you get the any web service to test, first you should think about what are the scenarios I can test. Okay, so it is not necessary that user will always send a valid thing like valid city. By mistake, I can type uh, something else apart from city, so it will throw error. So we have to see if uh, it is handled, exception is handled or not. We should not get some uh, exceptional error here. Okay, it should be handled like this, because here we got zero. It means there is no suppliers in this city because the city is invalid. Now if I send some special characters, let's see what it sends the result. So we will send this request, and what we got the same result. There is no recorded. It means they have handled all these cases. Okay, suppose I will leave blank. Okay, and I'll just send one request. Okay, this is also handled. So you should test all these scenarios, because uh, in real life scenarios you should test, because you don't know what user will type or how they use this one. So it should not uh, break your, it should not, that web service should not crash. Okay, so we have seen the developers have handled already whatever we gave the inputs. It is handling, so we don't get any exceptional messages here. Okay, all right. So these are, so as I said, always think about some positive or some negative test scenarios so that you can test each things, um, which covers everything about that scenario, to test that web service. All right, so I hope till now it is clear to you how we if we get any web service, what are the different scenario we can test. Now the main thing, suppose I gave one valid city, okay, and I got some response here, team. So how to validate this? Because I don't know if it is giving the correct data to me or not. Okay, so first thing is, either you can go manually one by one. Okay, you can verify. So how you can verify? You must have, suppose one database will be there where from where these things are, this web service is fetching this message. So or this web service is retrieving these values. So what you can do, you can write one query. Okay, like select star from this table. Okay, and so To verify that, if I give the name California as a city, in that database query, it should return all these supplier listed here, what we have got in our response. So manually you can go and you can verify is suppliers, okay, or you can check how many data are present here and how many data present in database. So this way we verify, means what the data we have retrieved, so that it will be confirmed that whatever we are getting from the uh, through web service and whatever we are getting from database, those are matching. Okay, so here I am telling what are the different scenario we can test, how we can validate. Now SoapUI also provide these things. This is we have what we have talked manual thing, what we can do. SoapUI also provide option to test, validate. So we have something called assertions. Okay, here if you below that request window, you can see assertions. So if you click here, it will open one window. All right. So team, what is assertions? Assertion is something like you can verify or you can validate that my response contains this, okay, or you can match whatever you want to verify. So how we can in means how we can create assertion in SoapUI. So once you click here on this assertion, there will be one plus sign adds an assertion to this item. So if I click here, it will open one window. Okay, it will open one window and which says property. There are different assertions we can add. So first one, if we talk property content, so there are different options available how we can assert any response. So one is contents. So what it says, searches for the existence of a string token in the property value. Okay, supports regular expressions applicable to any property. Okay, so using these assertions we can validate our response, means if response is correct or not. We'll see how we can do this. Same way, not contents. If we want to that a response should not contain this, so we can uh, include in this assertion. Important will be xpath matches and xquery match. Okay, we'll talk about this. In the same way, we have a different other assertions, compliance status and standards. So invalid is HTTP status codes, not so fault. So you can always have this, because every time we don't go and check if it is valid HTTP status code or not, or this is not a so fault. So always we can add, okay, in our uh, any request, so that it will validate response. Another we can also include a script assertion. This requires some basic knowledge of Groovy, but we haven't started. So we'll see how we can create whatever we are creating here manually. Whatever the assertion we are creating, we can do through a script. We'll cover this as well. Then we can insert response SLA as an assertion. It will validate your means in how many milliseconds or seconds we are receiving any response. Okay, that is also very important. And JDBC is not supported in this open source version. Okay, and we can also include security assertion if we want to insert. Okay, we have also JMS status. We'll see about all these things in coming sessions. So let me go first and add one basic assertion team, that is contains. If I just click here and select this contains, if I click add, it will open one window where it says uh, specify options, means what you want to verify. So suppose I want to verify this if my response contains this company name or not. I want to verify that tag. So company name. Okay, let me verify this, and I will leave this blank, means whatever the uh, default items are selected or not selected, just leave and click OK. Okay, so whenever you send request, okay, if I again send request, this will always be passed. It is showing green mark, green circle. It means it is assertion is passed. Suppose if I give something random here, let me see what it does. Still pass because it match something here. Okay, so suppose I'll say something TSS, something like this. So it is failed because it is not able to find in a response whatever we want to match. It is not in where in your response. Even if I send again this request, whatever the response I'll get, this assertion will be failed. Why? Because we have given some invalid property name or value. So even suppose I want to verify that red stone pharmacy is present, okay, in our response or not. Let me give in capital, but you can give any you can check this ignored cases in comparison. Okay, so as soon I added this assertion contains, it is showing valid. Okay, even if I run again, it will be passed because it is able to find that name in response Redstone pharmacy, because the first one is this one. Okay, so these are always advised that you should use assertion because manually you cannot verify all those things. Okay, so we should include a different assertions, basic assertions we can add, but this will also be difficult if you want to verify everything through assertions, because it depends how many assertions you can add. Okay, so if you add so many assertions, that is also not advisable. You cannot uh, verify. Okay, you cannot manage that thing. That's we'll see how we can do that. Now let me add some uh, some other basic invalid HTTP code. So I can say 404 code. So team, uh, see, whenever we send any request, so we get response in this XML format. Okay, if we go to this second tab, that is raw, and if you see, some information will be here, HTTP 1.1, that is SOAP version, and 200. Okay, let me highlight this here team, I'm talking about here. So you should see 200. Okay, what this is code tells is uh, that request is successful and we have got the response. If there will be any error, okay, like suppose, let's see what is throw if I send this some invalid. uh, okay, it is still showing 200. It means there is no exception. Okay, if there will be any exception, if it is our request is not able to find server or something, it will throw some 404 error or 500 error. So there are different HTTP codes we should also should know. Okay, so that we can verify. So here you can go in and you can validate your whatever the HTTP codes we have given, right? Okay, so team, till now do you have any question for me? We can discuss here. Anyone? If anyone has any question. So this way, team, we can add assertions, okay, and we can add different, like I let me add this response SLA. It will ask how many millisecond, how much millisecond you want to validate. Means in how many millisecond that response should be received, or under that time given. Okay, so let me give 400 milliseconds, and if it is that response is not received in means under this 400 millisecond, it will fail this assertion. Okay, so whenever we talk about this performance or this uh, web services, there will be client will always ask this SLA. Okay, so suppose I gave something 1000. Okay, and let me see if it is passed. It is still failing because currently it is taking some 1400 milliseconds to send the response. Okay, so based on our standard, our means whatever the agreement is there, we can input that thing in our SLA and we can assert here. All right, let me check if anyone has any question. So one question is, what is the best way to validate each and every tag on the page? See, one thing what we have talked is contents. Okay, and what will do, we'll see in script assertion. That is the best method I can say we can validate. Okay, but if you talk about tag, so there will be some 10-15 tags which repeats every time. Okay, so you can assert those things in contents. Okay, so you can uh, validate that way, or we'll see how we can add script assertions and how it works. Okay, another question is, what will be the region if the developers did not handle a specific case? Oh, what will be the response? Okay, so if they don't handle, we'll get some error messages like exceptional handling. Let me tell you, if I go to this window. Okay, uh, suppose here yesterday we were talking about conversion rate, right? You remember? Suppose I give some random value here. Okay, and if I click run, see, this is the exceptional error. They haven't handled exceptional mess means how should we should get the response when we send any invalid entry or any invalid data. Okay, so earlier one we saw how it was returning only 0 because they have handled this one, but here we can see we are getting error message, that is exception. Okay, so we should not get this thing. We should, there should be a proper message that this is not valid data or something uh, customized message. Okay. All right. Let me go through different other questions. When there is one question, when should we use this assertion? Is it before sending request to server? Yeah, you can add assertion anytime before sending request, or even if you have sent request, because you can send request any means many times. There is no limitations, so you can add assertion before or after getting a response. It's perfectly fine. There is one question: can we check our particular tag is coming in response or not using assertions? Yeah, that's correct, because what we have added in contents. Okay, in contents assertion, if you want to check any tag, particular tag, that is you should want to verify. Okay, you can add in contents and it will verify for you that every time you send request, that tag is coming with response or not, to validate that format of response. Okay, so you can add that assertion. I don't see any other question here, team. Do you have any question? Okay, there is another question from Dhruv. How can we distinguish that assertion with the request or response? Assertion is always for response. Team, uh, if I forget to tell you that assertion we always insert for a response. Okay, remember this thing. Whenever we want to validate our response, means whatever we send request, we will get some response. So we should assert this response whatever we are getting from server, because we know what the format or what we are sending, but we are not getting what we will receive in response. So we should always assert that, we should always validate that, verify that. So that's why assertion is always to verify request or response. Okay, not the request. I hope, Dhruv, it is clear to you. So okay, thank you. I don't see any other question here. Team, if you have, you can put your message, or if you want to talk, I can unmute you. So, see, there is another question from Dhruv. How can we validate a request? Okay, so we know we know from the this means whenever you open any request, you will see the format. Okay, so from your design document or from talking to your developer, you can see this. So best thing is to approach the design document, where you can see how this request method is implemented, what is the format. So that is the best way to uh, verify or validate any request. All right. Okay, so another question is, how different is SOA by Parasoft and then SoapUI by Smartware? So there are a lot of differences. Okay, first is SOA test by Parasoft is a licensed version. Okay, but in here we have you can say we have two versions available. That is, one is open source, another is a licensed version, and I have not much used the SOA test by Parasoft, but SoapUI is a very simple tool. Okay, uh, GUI is very simple. You can uh, play around it without any prior knowledge of that much knowledge. Okay, so there are a lot of differences. If you want to read, you can just search about this. Okay, so but one of the most popular tool is SoapUI in nowadays, because of its simplicity, user friendly, and a lot of things are there. Okay, all right, team. So that's it for today, and when we'll come tomorrow, In the next session, what we'll talk about is we'll talk about a very important topic I want to cover. See, we'll talk about XPath match and XPath query. Okay, so we should be able to understand what are the XPath and XQuery and how we can use in assertions. Okay, so we'll add XPath assertion, XQuery assertion, and we'll see in the next session. Okay, so uh, thank you so much, team. Thank you for joining this demo day one, and I think the next session will be on Friday, day two demo session. So okay, before logging off, there is one more question. Is there any link where whole session is uploaded? Okay, so yeah, I was about to talk on this thing. So team, uh, okay, I have listed on here. See, either you can go to, let me go to here. If you go to ITeLearn website, okay, you can go under upcoming events. Okay, you can go to upcoming events. All the demo sessions will be here. Paid sessions will be under this online web services. Okay, but demo sessions you can find under this itlearn.com upcoming events. You can go to web services live training. Okay, this one you can access without any login credential and all. Okay, so here whatever the day one video is available here, that whatever yesterday we have done that first session, and in the same way they will upload the day one here. Okay, today's video it will be available inside this. Okay, so all videos you can access, all the free videos you can access from here without logging to this ITlearn website. Hope it is clear to you. Even you can go to our YouTube channel. Okay, all the videos will be available all there also, this uh, QTP eLearn. Okay, so if I open this, uh, okay, so here you can go and you can in recent uploads you can go here, you can watch from YouTube also. So all the demo videos will be uploaded on this YouTube channel. You can directly go and you can watch. All right, so thank you so much, team. Thank you so much for joining. I hope this was good session for you, and we'll meet on day two on Friday, and we'll talk about some more concepts in SoapUI. Okay, so having said that, thank you so much, and we'll see in the next session. Bye for now.